Hello, John Rodley here. On 8/13/11, an online story by USA Today and Die Welt, a German news publication, goes back to November 2010. We report that, quote, a secret agreement between President Hugo Chavez and Iranian President Ahmadinejad signed an agreement which expanded relations between the two nations. Both leaders proclaimed a, quote, a strategic relationship, end quote, now exists between the two nations, as reported by Die Welt. How Iran's strategic concerns go to the Western Hemisphere is a question that maybe the Obama administration should be asking themselves. Also by Die Welt, quote, a strategic missile base is under construction in Paraguay, Venezuela, which followed by USA Today. These reports suggest an elaborate, modern military complex is well on its way to becoming a reality. This is a direct overt threat to the United States of America. It's not good news. The question arises: is Venezuela, with a rumored to be Iraq leader, attempting hegemony over the Southern Hemisphere? Never a question pops into mind. Was the Obama administration aware of this direct threat to the United States? And if so, what are U.S. contingency plans? Is the contingency an emergency that can lead to war or conflict? It brings back memories of how professionally and ably President John F. Kennedy, with Robert McNamara as Defense Secretary, with the advice of Harold Macmillan, Prime Minister of Great Britain, handled the Cuban Missile Crisis in 1962. These missiles were deployed in Cuba as a response to America installing missiles in Turkey on close to Russia's borders. Tit for tat. Well, it was, instead of going to war, some Maxwell Trailer, the Defense Secretary for John Kennedy, wanted an invasion of Cuba. Kennedy decided upon a wiser course: quarantine. Give the Russians time to think, the Soviets time to think. Because clearly Khrushchev was an Iraq leader. I saw a film of him when Harold Macmillan was giving a speech at the United Nations General Assembly in 1962 during this crisis, trying to agitate Macmillan, yelling about even in General Assembly. Macmillan ignored him. And finally he looked at Khrushchev in a way that was very condescending, and it reflected Macmillan's disdain for Khrushchev. Khrushchev took this to heart, got mad, and walked out of the General Assembly. He was insulted. We began to see what he was like. Anyway, Kennedy's quarantine tactics, which was a strategy overall, ended the Cuban Missile Crisis without becoming a Third World War, maybe. This current potential crisis can turn into a NATO versus Warsaw Pact war of nuclear exchanges, but it does certainly pose a direct threat to the United States of America and her allies. I have some questions I would like to answer. Has the Obama administration been unaware of what's going on in Venezuela with Iranian coercion helping out? Maybe they have not been aware, and maybe they've been unsure what to do. Our Secretary of State, Clinton, is no Alexander Haig. Haig put fear in the hearts of the Soviets, believe me. Very scared. I asked a question, and I heard a question asked, posed, many times when Obama was running for president in the United States. how is a one-term congressman from Illinois qualified to be head of the United States military and head of the United States government? I think his answer is quite clear by the situation now at hand between Venezuela and maybe the United States. I thank you for your courtesy in listening to me. This is John Riley reporting. Goodbye.